Hey everyone, welcome back to Starships and Steel. Today we're going to build some small wall sections with removable panels. If you want to learn how to make that, stay tuned! Today we're going to build, as I said, some wall sections. These are going to be like in a tilescapes kind of concept that DM Scotty builds, where you want to have some walls, or you want to have doors in your walls, but you don't want to keep making new doors or new wall sections every time you want to make a new dungeon. So these are going to be a basic gray wall section. They're going to have a slidable card that comes in and out that you can either paint with bricks or a painting or a tapestry, or you can even use some granny grading, which is what I'm going to use in this demo, to build a little gateway, a little portcullis, which is pretty cool. But as always, as we're getting close to Oktoberfest, we got some Erdinger. In my stores right now, you get a 5-pack of this with a pretty cool cup, which I, of course, am not using today because it's dirty. I drank it last night. But as always, in remembrance of last year in the Czech Republic, I got my Kozel mug. So last year at this time, I was drinking beer in the Czech Republic with my buddies. Good times. This year, we're making YouTube videos, pouring some beers, and sharing some ideas and some crafts with you guys, which is, well, not gonna lie, it's not quite as awesome, but still pretty fun. It's been an interesting year. I only started playing again recently, so channel's not huge, but we're getting there. Maybe it'll never be huge. But I get feedback from you guys every once in a while saying that you really like it, and that means I'm helping at least more than one person out. Even if I'm only helping one person out, that's all right. Better than helping no people out, right? So I got my giant head on this again because that's how I pour beer. As I mentioned in the last video, if you guys didn't watch it, I just got the green stuff roller. So we're going to use that in the craft today. I'm going to use it to texture up some foam core. You do not need it for this for this craft. I've been watching too much Face Off. You don't need it for this craft. You can texture the walls however you want. This one's a cobblestone, so it's pretty cool. I'll probably buy some more of these. Maybe. I'm still trying to decide how I want to use them. A couple ideas I have. Some work pretty easily, some don't. Well, let's try this beer. It's got some head on it still, but whatever. Don't want to talk to you guys too long. Foamy! Well, it's pretty good, pretty crisp. See what it says here? It says it's a wheat beer, bottle fermentation, a bunch of stuff in German because it's German beer. Yeah, it doesn't say very much more than that. Traditional. I've had the dark stuff before. This is my first time with the lighter stuff, but pretty good. 5.7%, so not super low, not super high. But like I say, you happen to find the Oktoberfest kit, 5 beers, 1 giant mug for 18 bucks Canadian, I think. But let's put that on as that many skulls, 3 skulls. You like my new logos? My new rating system, the skulls of my enemies. All right, well, let's get back to here and build some crafts.
Alright, so our materials, we've got some foam core, it's a good start, some chipboard, this is the medium weight graphics chipboard, some popsicle sticks, and if you want, some black card, which I did not use. For tools, we're going to use a couple razor knives for cutting the foam core and chipboard, a steel ruler to guide those knives, a pen for texture, and of course some glue. And let's get on to the build. So our sections are going to be 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches. We're going to cut those out of the foam core. So just like that, draw them on there, 2.5 by 2.5, get your square. Then get your pen, draw it on there, cut them out in 2.5 by 2.5 inches. You get a good square to start. You'll need 2 of those, so cut them out twice. Like that. Perfect. And there we have our first 2. They're the same size. And then next we're going to cut our doorway out, which is essentially the space in between, 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch. uprights and across the top. You just draw those on, just like that. Take your razor knife and starting in the middles, work your way out. Don't cut towards where the lines meet. Start where the lines meet and work towards the middle. You get much nicer corners that way. This I'm using a little piece of foam core just to support my ruler as I cut. That's perfect. Awesome. Just using that cutout to trace the next one. Just like that. And like that. And then just cut this out again. That'll give us our doorway. Perfect. So grab that, get some popsicle sticks. Want them as high as the sections of wall you just cut out. I'm going to cut those with some shears. And then we're going to use a little bit of sandpaper to just kind of, get those exactly right. So measuring them, make sure they're the same, the right height. Don't want them too long. Get the second one cut out, same size as the first one. Just like that. Sandpaper, as I said, just to make sure they're the right size. On there like that. Perfect. And that gives us space to make our slide. So we're going to pull off our paper because it's foam core. We want to texture it. Nice and careful. This is the cheap stuff, but still be having a little bit of trouble with it. But we get it all off in the end, just like that. Perfect. So now you can texture this with a pen or a knife, but I use the green stuff roller. So press pretty hard. Just push it over that as hard as I could. They give me a pretty good impression. It looks pretty good. Try again. Second one. And then I just took some Mod Podge and I went to paint it. I was trying to seal the impressions, but really the important part here is to paint the inside of the walls because you're going to be glued in. It'd be hard to get to them. So here's our template for our base. We're just going to cut that out. It's got to be wide enough and long enough to take the entire size of the uprights. So just over 2.5 inches by maybe 2 inches wide. That looks like both 3 by 2. I cut off the corners just for interest's sake, essentially. Taking popsicle sticks and just hot glue those in, line them up before it dries. The second one, same thing. Some glue on top of the other side. And then put your front on there. Now you've got a wall section, a little bit of thickness. And then take the hot glue and just glue that onto your base. Perfect. I'm going to reinforce that a little bit with a little bit more hot glue. Then cut a couple pieces out of the door that you cut out. And then I just textured these up again. These are just to hide the bottom of the insert. So I put this in there just to give me an idea of where I want to glue those things onto so they don't interfere with the slide coming down. Slide those in against the piece I put in there. One in the front, one in the back. There you go. Looking like a pretty cool little door already. So I see this with some more Mod Podge. Seal it all up. Did the whole thing this time. Pretty exciting. I added some texture on the base because I didn't like it without it. Just gives it a bit more interest. Then we got some of this slate paint, and we just painted the whole thing in as a base coat. Just like that. Then we got some Storm Cloud Gray, and I just used that as a really, really light dry brush to pick out those stones that I put in. And this can be, a little bit. Then we got some smoke, third highlight color, put that on there. And that pulled all our stones looking pretty good. We got some burnt umber. We just pulled out a few of the stones, make it more interesting looking. Just like that. Some on the base. And that gives us our pretty much finished wall section. And there's our granny grating I was talking about. A little bit of silver paint on there. That just slides in like that. Done. Pretty cool. You can use whatever you want in there. I used it for a portal and some doors. Little portal slide. Just like that. Comes in and out. And here they are in play. Some wall sections in them. A couple door sections. They're really big, but I was in a hurry. So, another advantage is you can make things pretty fast. A couple pools with some timers. There's the new one with the granny grating on it. It looks pretty cool. So if you like this, give me a like on the video, and of course always subscribe to my channel because I always have new content every week or close to it.